spot that I fished all throughout high school, and have caught a lot of smallmouth before. I'm at the famous, I don't know if I want to say it, Shiawassee River, which is well known in mid-Michigan for smallmouth. I'm here for the weekend. I'm home for the weekend, so I'm able to get out and be able to go fish. So that is what I'm doing. I'm gonna tie on. The water's a little muddy and a little stainy, and it's moving kind of quick. So I'm gonna use a black jig, black and red jig, just to kind of give it that profile that I'm looking for. So now I got a little finesse jig. And that is pretty much the bulk of what I'm going to be throwing today. I'm hoping to get on some good quality smallmouth. We'll see. The last time I was home I got on some smallmouth. So I'm going to see if today will be the same. See if I can get bit. So let's get to it. Oh, almost fell. Not as big as I thought, but he did fight hard. Oh, there he is. He's not as big as I thought, but he did fight pretty hard. He hit it, he smashed it real good. There we go. Not a bad little smallie. Not a bad smallie right there. Just throwing that crankbait. I'm gonna get a release on him. There we go. Just throwing that crankbait along this rock pile over here, and he came up and smashed it. I was kind of anticipating it because I just thought in my head, you know, there has to be a smallmouth here. Sure enough, he hit it, and he hit it kind of far out, so I'm curious if I had to back down the river a little bit more and cast up more towards the middle of the water. I don't know. I'm going to get back in there and see if I can get on some more fish. Now I got a little smallie. Oh, there we go, another little smallie. Another little smallie. I'm heading back upstream, and this little smallie came off this little bomber crawfish square bill. So I'm gonna keep fishing this and keep fishing for a little bit. See if I can catch some more. He hit it right at the boat. Just a little guy. He hit it right at the boat. Oh no, just a little guy. He's tiny. He hit it right at the boat though. I switched over to that red Arashi, I'm pretty sure it's announced. Arashi. This Arashi circuit board square bill. I switched it over to that. Switched over to a red color just to imitate that crayfish a little bit better, and that low one hit at the boat, so I'm gonna see if I can get a couple more. I got 41 minutes, so I'm gonna get on some more. Off camera, I turned my camera off, and I got a hold of this little smallmouth. I'm gonna let him go because he's actually bleeding pretty good. He swiped at my crankbait. I'm gonna anchor down. I haven't even made to the spot that I actually wanted to go to, which is down there. I haven't even made it to that spot, so I'm gonna fish this spot a little bit more and work it with the crankbait and see if I can pull off a couple more. So let's get set up. Yeah. Showboat. Yeah. Maybe an hour. I just got the call that my parents are getting pizza, so I'm gonna head. You don't need to know that, but I'm gonna head back upriver and pull the boat out and go get some food. So I'm gonna fish the way up, so hopefully you get we get some fish action on the way in. Now that my anchor's fixed and I'm no longer moving downriver, I'm going to talk a little bit about exactly what I was throwing today and the little pattern that I got and kind of the tips and tricks that I picked up while river fishing that I caught pretty much all my fish on is a little square bill crankbait. Now the first one I was using was a silver crankbait like this, and then I switched to the red Rashi square bill, and then I moved to a bomber square bill crawfish color. Now what I was doing with that was casting upstream, working it down, and basically what I was looking for is steep banks that had rocky bottoms to it. Smallmouth, I've noticed, smallmouth love cold moving rocky bottom water. That's kind of what they hone into when they're on the river, and you want to kind of find that hole where it gets shallow and it deeps off into or gets deep into about 5 to 8 feet of water. These holes, I've fished these holes a lot in the last couple of years. I've caught some quality smallmouth out of it. Now today there were a lot of small fish, I'm not gonna lie, but I have caught quite a few good sized fish out of. The technique there's a couple other techniques that you can do. If the river is low and it's slow moving, I like switching over to like a jig, or I like switching over to a wacky rig. Wacky rig will slay them on the river. They always do when I do them. I use like a Gary Yamamoto Cinco, I think it's like a green pumpkin color, and I slay them all the time on the river. What I was saying before I really got interrupted by some kayakers who did end up hitting my boat. Anyways, if you're having trouble on the river catching smallmouth, switch to a wacky rig. You can start tossing that around and see if your luck changes a little bit more. When I first started fishing the river, that's what I started fishing to see if there was smallmouth in it. The wacky rig is a great finesse tactic when targeting river smallmouth. Again, the square bill and the jig and the wacky rig, that's pretty much all you need. That's like your basis if you want to go river smallmouth fishing. I brought the SS Minnow out, got it on the river, caught some smallmouth, had a decent day, nothing too big, but it still caught some nice smallmouth, and it was fun getting out and catching fish. Anyways, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also go follow my Instagram page, Rig and Rip. Check that, that's where you can follow all my catches and where I'm fishing. You can follow all that stuff. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next Fisherman's Journal. So peace.